Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be painting a night castigator from start to finish. But first of all I want to say a huge thank you to my YouTube channel sponsors GameMat.eu. If you check the description box down below you'll find a direct link to their web store where you can purchase your own Games Workshop, wargaming kits and other models they sell on their web store. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how easy it is to paint the house Malinax scheme that you see in this video. You're going to see me speed painting sometimes with some sped up footage, and other times I'll be played back at real time just to enable the video to play more smoothly. Okay, go get comfortable guys, grab yourselves a nice hot drink or maybe a nice cold beer and we'll get started with the tutorial. Okay, so first of all we're going to be priming the miniature using Vallejo Mecha Colors black primer. You'll see here that I'm not spraying heavily onto the model, I'm just building up a nice smooth even coat coverage, spraying at about 20 psi out my Awata airbrush. I also want to add that the airbrush is from airbrushes.com where I get all my airbrush equipment from. They are literally the most knowledgeable company regarding airbrushes there is, with over 60 years of being in business with airbrushes. They know everything there is to know about airbrushing. So if you do want to purchase anything, use a reputable company like airbrushes.com. Okay, as you can see we're nearly primed the whole miniature. Now we're going to be using a gunmetal modelling pigment from MIG Ammo and Green Stuff World's Master Medium. The Master Medium is pretty much what it says. It's a medium that's going to enable us to spray the pigments in a liquid form and it will seal onto the model. I left this in on purpose. I forgot I left this in. This is to show you that I was squeezing the lid and the ball bearing was in the lid, so the pressure, there was no escape for the paint, so the pressure of me squeezing the pot burst the lid open and you've seen it go everywhere. So there you go guys, doesn't matter how long you've been in the hobby, mistakes happen. But anyway, I'm stirring up the Master Medium and the metallic gunmetal pigments, and as you can see it's making a nice consistency in that little pot there. Transfer it to the airbrush and I'm going to spray it all over the night castigator. This is a very dull metallic finish, is what I wanted really with House Malinax. I was looking at the artwork from GW and it's a very, very dull metallic finish. I didn't want it too shiny, too bright, so I think this is going to work just perfect. Now I'm adding some Game Air Silver to that initial mix that we just made with the gunmetal pigment, and I'm only concentrating really on spraying the actual armor, the actual exoskeleton, if you like, of the knight. So I'm not spraying any of the actual armor panels or the trim around the armor panels, just the actual skeleton. Here you can see me trying to get the last drops out of this Vallejo game or model color silver or Game Air Silver. Actually I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I'm sure you just seen the bottle. But as you can see, this is going to lighten up and make the metallic mix a little brighter, and as you can see I'm just concentrating on the skeleton, not really focusing at all on the armor plates, as I want that to be as dull and metallic as it can be. Okay, now I'm going to use a really cool technique by using an AK Interactive colouring pencil. If you want, we're going to be using the gunmetal grey, and I've spread this up a bit, but you can see that I'm hitting all the edges. I'm making little scratches all over the panel, and it's really going to make those dull metallic edges pop and look way more realistic and cool. I used the gunmetal grey, but I don't think I show the pencil on here, but I'll mix it up. I'm using two pencils. I'm using aluminium, and as our American brothers and sisters would say, aluminum. And as you can see, just scratching all over the trim of the armor panels. And we'll show you in a moment what all the chipping looks like once complete. Now we're going to add some little accents to the metallic areas using Green Stuff World's copper pigment, and again I mix it with a master medium, and this time I'm actually using a brush to paint it on, but you can use any copper colour that you like here guys, even bronze. We're just picking out some of those round areas on the skeleton and just breaking up all that silver really. Now I'm going to mix a custom wash using Vallejo's Wash FX washes. So we're going to use black and dark brown, and mix is roughly 50-50, so 50% black wash to 50% of the dark brown wash, and we're going to wash off over all of the skeleton. So all of the lighter metallic areas, including the copper areas, are going to be washed in this mix. I really like these washes. I think the 35ml size, so you get plenty of wash in the bottles that should last you a fair while. And I find that a lot of the manufacturers out there that make washes, they can leave some pretty nasty staining behind, but these washes are really nice. And now we're going to be dry brushing some silver onto the metallics. It's really important to note that I've removed almost all paint from the bristles of the brushes, and I'm only lightly going backwards and forwards over the actual miniature, so it's only catching the most extreme raised surfaces. This will give it a more realistic look to the metallics. Now we're going to be starting to paint the armor panels, and we're going to be using AK Interactive's 3rd gen medium sand, and I thin this down roughly 2 parts paint to 1 part thinner. And then the thinner I'm using is AK Interactive's 3rd gen acrylic thinner, and the paint and the thinner work so beautifully together, guys. What I will do though is, because I'm painting so thin, it'll take 2 coats to get a really nice even coverage. I could have done this by masking and then airbrushing it. It would have took a lot less time to paint, but then the masking would have took a long time. So in the end, I just decided to do it all by brush. And here you can see what the castigator looks like after 2 thin coats have been applied all over the armor panels. You'll notice that 2 armor panels on the top of the shoulder pads have been left because they're going to be red. But now we're going to be coming in with AK Interactive's buff, and we're going to be thinning it 2 to 1. So 2 parts acrylic thinner by AK Interactive 3rd gens and 1 part buff. And what we're going to be doing is just aiming for all of the central areas of the panels. We're going to be leaving all the edges, and that's just going to create a nice subtle transition from the lighter highlighted areas of buff to the medium sand on the very edges of the armor panels. Now we're going to be coming in with Vallejo's Game Colour Wash Sepia, and I thinned this again with AK Interactive's acrylic thinner, but I thinned it about 1:1, so 1 part thinner to 1 part wash. The reason I've done this is I want to control the opacity of the wash more and make sure that there's way less staining on the surface of the model. But we can tidy up any really nasty stains by coming back in with the airbrush with the buff colour. But what you'll find is by thinning it down considerably, you will get a lot less staining, which is very desirable. Now we're going to paint the very last armour panels using burnt red, and again I've thinned this with acrylic thinner by AK Interactive, and we're just creating a really nice smooth even coverage. I'll come back in after this has dried with one more layer to make sure it's nice, smooth and even. Now I'm using Sun Red, one of AK Interactive 3rd Gen's new Colour Punch range. These are really bright paints, I really like them. And yeah, so we're doing that on this night. And that wraps up this video. There's a few things I did forget to do in this tutorial. I forgot to show me adding the decals and also painting the base. The base was just painted using AK Interactive's Muddy Ground and adding some static grass. So I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, guys, and if you have, hit the like button, or better still, leave a comment down below. Lastly, I want to say a huge thank you to my YouTube channel sponsor, GameMat EU. Please check them out. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Also, there'll be a link below to where you could possibly purchase this awesome looking knight on my eBay store, as I've got it listed for sale. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.